Hey everybody, Nick here, and today we're going to do something a little bit unusual, and we're going to go ahead and do a disassembly and maintenance on this guy. This is the Benchmade Phaeton, and in the process I'm going to show you a little bit about how this kind of knife works. This is an out-the-front automatic knife where you press this button up and the blade comes flying out. You pull the button back and the blade goes flying back in. First off, do this at your own risk. Please, this is perhaps a little bit more dangerous than a lot of the knife disassemblies out there, although practically speaking, it really isn't that dangerous. If you do it right, you're going to be okay, but it is still something you got to keep in mind. Second of all, I want to acknowledge the Instagram live audience who watched me do this for the first time, fumbling through with no manual or anything like that. Some of them provided very good input that went into this eventual video. This is lost to the Instagram lives are always ephemeral, but still. Then finally, I just want to highlight something about automatic out-the-front knives like this that a lot of people aren't aware of. There are two kinds. There are double action, like this guy, where you can use the same button to pull and push. And then there are single action ones, which just come flying out. But one characteristic of a double action automatic knife is that double actions have a safety built in. Let's see if it goes through the paper here. It kind of goes through the paper, but it doesn't go all through deep. And then afterwards, the blade is in this really weird state where it just kind of flies in and out with it's kind of off of its track. And that's actually something then you can get it back to normal by pulling it back out again. We're going to see how that works very explicitly, and we're actually going to take advantage of that here in a second. So, we're going to start off this disassembly actually by getting the blade into that state. The way we're going to do that is by grabbing a hold of the blade and then triggering it backwards. So it tries to pull back in, but it can't quite do it. So now it's in that off-track state. The beautiful thing about this is that there is right now no spring tension at all. I can manipulate the button, nothing happens. This knife is, well, not safe because there's definitely a blade sticking out the front of it, but it is in a situation where it can't really deploy, it can't screw anything up particularly. So that's how we're going to start this off, and indeed that's how we're going to end this disassembly too. Next thing is I'm going to take my screwdriver here, and I'm going to use a Torx T6 bit to remove these screws. And these screws are on both sides here. We have 5 screws in total on this guy. One of the things I appreciate very much about this knife is that it is an out-the-front automatic made by Benchmade, and Benchmade does not have a tendency to use stupid proprietary screws, unlike some other makers of out-the-front automatic knives. And so this is something you can do at home without a whole bunch of trouble here. You do not need to remove the clip, although if you have moved the clip to the other side, you may need to. But yeah, so at this point in time, this is popped out of there. And at this point in time, we are at very high risk of this spring coming flying off here. This is actually the only spring, this little kind of taut spring here in the middle is the only spring that's involved in this knife. And indeed, we can already see how this knife works. What I'll do here is I'm going to remove this just so it doesn't come flying off at an inopportune moment. But what you can see here is that this spring here has these 2 ridges to either side. And what that does is it grabs onto this little stud thing that's attached to the blade, which also serves as your blade stop pin, by the way. But when it's on this side, this spring is applying tension to the back of the blade here. And then when it goes to the other side, I have to pop this the rest of the way through here. Just a second. Come on. There we go. When it's on the other side and the knife is ready to be deployed, the spring is applying tension in this direction on the blade. Oh, good, that's not blood. I thought, I cut myself already. But anyways, this spring is what's driving this entire system. Now that we have taken this spring out of position, the knife really cannot deploy. It's just basically a blade sliding around in a little thing. The other thing to kind of take a note of here, and this will kind of help to explain how this works, is that this has 2 safety levers. I don't know the actual terms for any of these things, but I'm going to try and show this off as best I can by zooming in a little bit. Right now, the button here is kind of zoomed off, but when I pull the knife back in, what this is doing is it's completely disengaging this top safety lever. You can see it's kind of up out of the way here. When I move this forward, it falls back down into place. And indeed, when it falls back down into place, it engages with the blade itself. But then similarly, when I push the blade forward like this, when I push the button forward like this, what happens is that it disengages this back safety lever. If I were to try and pull the blade out, or push the blade out. Right now, I can't because the backside of this blade is engaged with this safety lever. So what I'm going to kind of do is use my finger right now to pretend it's that spring, which is grabbing onto the back of this here. And then when I engage, when I pull this guy forward, it'll disengage that safety lever. And then it'll allow my finger to pop it the way out there. And so at that point in time, the blade will come flying out. Absolutely just, and this is under spring tension and very, very quickly. And at that point in time, now the blade is locked by this safety thing up at the top here. And so at that point in time, the spring is actually pulling the blade back into the knife. See, it's pulling like this. And so it's applying pressure backwards. Then when I actually pull this guy back in here, and I'll pretend again my finger is the spring, when I pull this guy back in here and it disengages, then suddenly the knife is able to come flying back in, and under spring tension it will kind of shoot off in this general direction and eventually land itself down to the bottom there. This, the fact that this knife is really only under spring tension when it is either locked closed or locked open is how that little safety sort of mechanism works. And that's why that works. If this knife is flying out and then it hits some sort of an obstruction or another, it will stop in this area here where it's not sprung. The spring will be to either side of this as it was when we first disassembled it. And as a result, you will end up with the knife incompletely deploying and will be out of tension. And that's why you can't just hold this knife up to something and press. It won't go very deep, if deep at all. And so that's something to keep in mind. But anyways, that's how your out-the-front automatic knife works, and that's kind of the fundamentals of this. Once we take this guy apart, we see that there's really not all that much to it. There's one little layer of depth that we can go further. If I pull out this little pin here, which is the blade stop pin, then I can pull the rest of the blade out and get it out of there so we can clean things out. And then at that point in time, we have a spring. Hopefully see this. There's a little spring that's pushing this little tab down here, little spring that's pushing this little tab down here, and the rest of it's just a cleverly built piece of, looks to be aluminum. Or is it titanium? Maybe titanium. I should look that up before I do the review. But in terms of actually maintaining the knife, there's really not all that much we got to do here. This is a relatively clean knife, which, absolutely no problem there. But here we go. I'm just going to kind of clean everything off. And for this one, I'm probably going to need a Q-tip. I'm using a 91% isopropyl alcohol here and just trying to remove gunk, remove any metal buildup. Again, it's not all that dirty here. My impression is that the prior owner, whose name I've forgotten, but whose name I will remember for the review, basically did the same thing I've done with it, which is snick, firing it back and forth, about a million times, carrying it, using it occasionally, but that's really about it. So, yeah, there you go. Let's go ahead and clean off the edges of the blade here. These edges of the blade are where the two lock mechanisms are interfacing, and so they're kind of important. Then we will go ahead and just clean out the inside of these. These aren't actually, well, this guy holds a lock pin, but, those aren't actually like pivot holes or anything. And then finally, we will clean off this little piece here. No problem. And just clean off this little area. Again, shouldn't be a big deal, but, while I'm in here, I might as well do a little bit of extra cleaning, right? Okay, now at this point, we're ready to reassemble. Now, I'm going to make this look real easy, and that's because I know the trick. And the trick here, by the way, is that you're going to want to actually use, you're going to want to do that with the blade in that off-track position. Because if you fight in the spring during this reassembly, you're going to have a bad time. I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of very lightweight nano oil here. This is a 5-weight nano oil. You can get away with any kind of oil, generally speaking, and I'm just going to apply some of this oil to the tracks here. Overall, it's worth noting as well that this lever mechanism here, I'm just kind of trying to do this evenly, that this lever mechanism and the fact that the blade is really only held in place when open with this little thing engaged with the tang of the blade here, this is why any out-the-front automatic knife will tend to have serious blade play when open. That's not a problem. And again, you can just move this back here by... But that's not a problem with the knife design, per se. It's not a problem with the knife. It's not like, oh, I got a bad one because this one has blade play. No, you have just, that's the nature of the beast, unfortunately. But it is still the case. And so very, very rarely do you see one of those that doesn't have that. In fact, that's the Hawk Deadlock. by G&G Hawk. That's their claim to fame with that knife, is that it's an automatic knife that does not have that blade play. So, yeah, but that's something to keep in mind. Don't feel like, oh, I got a bad one just because that's what's going on here. Next thing I'm going to do is just take a look at this metal, make sure there are no wear patterns I need to keep in mind. But for the most part, there's not a whole lot going on here. I have reinserted the stop pin. This is important. Without that stop pin on here, this won't work because this won't have anything to grab onto, and then the blade will fly out, although it won't fly out under spring tension because you won't be able to reinstall the spring, whatever. And so now I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit of lubrication on this area here. I'm probably over-lubricating this knife pretty severely, but, you know, what else is new? But I'm putting a little lubrication on that area there so this can slide back and forth more readily. There we go. It's spread out nicely. I'm also going to apply a little bit to this surface here because that's where this button is going to live. This button not being captive is a slight complicator in this whole affair. But anyways, there we go. Just sliding that back and forth. Beautiful. Alrighty. So at this point, we are actually surprisingly close to being good to go. But the first step is going to be to get this blade in that middle position where it's not locked on either side. This is unfortunate because it means the blade is kind of flopping around as you're doing this. So you do want to be careful as you're doing this. But it does mean that your spring tension is not going to be a concern here. And finally, I'm going to put a little bit of oil right on this top surface here that the spring can slide against, as well as maybe a little bit up here. There are two things that you have to worry about on this knife getting this back together. First one is that button falling off. Okay, there are three things you have to worry about. First one is getting this spring seated properly. It's not a huge deal, but it is kind of a pain in the neck. You kind of need to stretch it in the right position, etc. Next thing is getting the spring aligned properly so that it goes in these two grooves, because these two springs need to go in these two grooves. And so you're going to need to make sure... there we go. You're going to need to make sure that you've got things positioned properly. At the moment, it appears that I do not. And my button's trying to come out anyways, so let's take a closer look here. Maybe move this slightly down. I mean, it's a very small tolerance there. But note that in this case, there's really nothing pushing on the spring here. It's just kind of held on by friction. So you got to be careful. But, okay, hey, we're in. Great. That was straightforward enough. So what I was able to do, for those of you who missed it, I was just seating this guy down on top of the spring with everything else installed again. Make sure the button is on there before you seat that top piece there. Come on. Get in there, you freaking button. All right. So again, important to do this while the blade is not locked up in either direction so that there is no tension on that spring. Then finally, what we're going to go ahead and do, and I really, 13 minutes, I am hopefully going to have this guy finished in the time it would take me to disassemble an axis lock. Nice. But now I'm going to put a little bit of Loctite onto these screws up here. And I'm just going to probably put in like 3 out of the 5 here. Well, no, I might as well go big or go home. And then I want to test the action. The thing is, you don't want to test the action without everything fully screwed in for a variety of reasons, not least of which that you don't want it to come flying apart, particularly once you introduce that spring tension, because that spring is going to want to pop up off of that surface, and this top cover is what's keeping it from doing that. So, yeah, keep that in mind. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and tighten everything down. If not, well, I got cocky and made a comment about this being an automatic out-the-front disassembly that took 13 minutes. It's life. Alrighty, pop this loose. I gotta say, although the Instagram thing, that was an odyssey, see, this is a little dangerous, having the blade come flying out there. But it's not under spring tension or anything. But although it was certainly an odyssey on Instagram, getting everything done the first time, trying to understand this second time around, it's a lot easier. And hopefully whoever does this next will have this video, which will help them slightly to be a little less puzzled by it than I was at first. Okay, so now, at this point, if we try and run the blade, nothing happens. That's because the blade is off its track, so to speak. What I'm going to do now is just pull it out the rest of the way. What that effectively did is it seated the spring against that stop pin on the blade, and then it put a little bit of tension onto that spring up against the that lock on the top here. So now when I pull this back, oh yeah, it popped right back in there. Now if I push forward, snickety snick. There you go. Holy crap, I made that look reasonably professional. I figured that was going to be a... I figured it was going to be a cluster fluff, for lack of a better term. But anyways, I hope that this has been interesting to you, that you slightly better understand how this kind of a double-action out-the-front automatic knife can work using these springs, and more interestingly, how this little mechanism that prevents it from stabbing into something like paper might work. Mind you, again, the legal department has just paged me. There is no legal department. But anyways, mind you that this only applies to some models of double action out the front things. Single actions, it will go right through whatever you're doing. Be careful. But nevertheless, hopefully you better understand how this works, and that if you decide you want to take yours apart, you've got a better sense of how that happens and how life will go in the future. But anyways, reasonably straightforward. Thank you, Benchmade, for making that not suck. And hope that this is interesting. Keep an eye out for the review here, coming up soon. Have a good one, everybody. Bye now.